Some tractors plow the land, others plow into history, but only a few become immortal legends. In the heart of Montana, 1977, a mechanical monster was born that would shake the farming world forever. 45 years later, a challenger emerged, sleek, smart, and ready for battle. This is Big Bud 747 versus Case IH Quadtrac 620. The unstoppable beast versus the thinking machine. Raw power versus intelligent precision. I'm here to tell you a story that will change how you see farming forever. Picture this. It's 1977. Disco is king. Star Wars just hit theaters. And in the remote plains of Havre, Montana, two brothers named Willard and Ron Rossi are staring at an impossible problem. Their ranch stretches across 50,000 acres of unforgiving prairie. Every tractor they've tried has failed them. Too small, too weak, too fragile for their massive operation. So they made a decision that sounds insane. If no tractor exists that can handle their land, they'll create their own monster. Enter Northern Manufacturing Company and a madman named Ron Harmon. What they built wasn't just a tractor. It was a mechanical dinosaur that defied every rule of engineering common sense. The Big Bud 747, named after the Boeing jumbo jet, because, frankly, they were about the same size and equally impressive. Listen to these numbers and try not to get dizzy. 16 cylinders of Detroit diesel fury. Over 1,100 horsepower of unfiltered rage. 100,000 pounds of solid American steel. That's heavier than a Boeing 737. Tires 8 feet tall that cost more than most people's cars. When those tires finally wore out decades later, Firestone had stopped making them. The entire farming community had to petition tire companies to bring them back. That's how legendary this machine had become. But here's what really makes Big Bud special. There's no computer, no touchscreen, no GPS, just pure mechanical muscle and the roar of 16 cylinders that can be heard from miles away. Climbing into Big Bud isn't operating a machine, it's wrestling a dragon. The steering requires the strength of a linebacker. After 12 hours in that seat, you know you've been in a fight. But there's something magical about that direct connection between man and machine. Fast forward to today. The world has changed. Farmers track weather via satellite. GPS guides every movement. Artificial intelligence optimizes planting decisions. Case IH looked at this new world and asked, what if we could build something that combines Big Bud's power with 21st century intelligence? Their answer, the Quadtrac 620. This isn't just evolution, it's revolution wrapped in familiar red paint. Where Big Bud uses brute force, Quadtrac uses calculated precision. Where Big Bud roars like thunder, Quadtrac purrs like a sleeping giant. 620 horsepower from a Cursor 13 engine. But here's the difference. Every single horsepower is optimized, calculated, and delivered exactly where it's needed. 4 independent tracks that think for themselves, constantly adjusting to terrain conditions. The cab isn't just an operator station, it's mission control. Multiple touch-screen displays, GPS precision down to the inch, automated guidance systems. You don't just drive this machine, you conduct it like a symphony orchestra. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Let me paint you a picture of what it's like to operate these two legends. It's 5 a.m. on a Montana morning. Frost covers the ground like a silver blanket. Big Bud fires up with a sound like thunder splitting the sky. The ground literally vibrates under your feet. Climb into that cab, and you feel every bump, every vibration, every ounce of raw power flowing through steel and iron. The Quadtrac awakens differently. It purrs to life, systems coming online one by one. The cab is pressurized, climate-controlled, acoustically isolated. You're not fighting the machine. You're collaborating with it. Both machines head into the same field. Big Bud charges forward like a mechanical bull, leaving deep tracks, moving Earth through sheer determination. The Quadtrac glides over the same ground, its 4 tracks distributing weight so evenly it barely disturbs the soil. After 12 hours of work, the Big Bud operator stumbles out exhausted but victorious, muscles aching, ears ringing, but with the satisfaction of having conquered the land through pure willpower. The Quadtrac operator steps down fresh as morning coffee, having completed the same work with surgical precision while monitoring real-time data and optimizing every movement. So, which one wins? That depends on how you define victory. If you measure victory by raw, uncompromising power, Big Bud remains the undisputed champion. Nothing built before or since can match its mechanical dominance when conditions are perfect. If you measure victory by efficiency and intelligence, Quadtrac wins decisively. It works more fields, in more conditions, with better fuel economy and less environmental impact. But here's the deeper truth. These machines represent 2 different philosophies of human ambition. Big Bud embodies the pioneering spirit, the belief that any challenge can be overcome through engineering audacity and mechanical muscle. It's the agricultural equivalent of landing on the moon. Extraordinary, inspiring, and slightly crazy. Quadtrac represents mature thinking, the understanding that feeding the world requires not just power, but precision. Not just strength, but sustainability. Not just dominance over the land, but partnership with it. Big Bud proved what was possible when limits were ignored. Quadtrac proves what's practical when intelligence guides power. Think about your own life for a moment. Are you a Big Bud person? Someone who believes some problems require overwhelming force and determination? Or are you a Quadtrac person? Someone who trusts that smart solutions beat brute force solutions? Maybe you're both. Maybe the secret isn't choosing between power and intelligence, but knowing when to use each. Because here's what both machines teach us. The best solution isn't always the biggest one, but sometimes the biggest one is exactly what the job requires. One machine wrote farming's past in bold, brutal strokes. The other writes farming's future in elegant, efficient lines. Both have their place in agriculture's continuing story. So, I want to hear from you. Are you Team Big Bud, saluting the power of uncompromising strength? Type Big Bud in the comments. Are you Team Quadtrac, believing that intelligence trumps raw power? Type Quadtrac. Think both machines represent something important? Type both. This battle isn't just about tractors. It's about the evolution of human ambition, the progression of technology, and our changing relationship with the land that feeds us all. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more legendary machine battles. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and share this with anyone who appreciates mechanical excellence and the stories behind the machines that built our world. Until next time, remember, stay powerful, stay curious, and never stop dreaming big. The greatest machines aren't just built. They're born from impossible dreams and unstoppable determination. This is Giant Machine's Guide, and we'll see you in the next showdown where titans clash and legends are born.